Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Mr. Butter coming back at you again. I'm recording this video on the day that the GRAPE Jordan 5s were released. I grabbed a pair from my local Finish Line and I can't wait to get into them with y'all. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at these GRAPE Jordan 5s. What is happening, everybody? It is wonderful to be back here with y'all again. I have been looking forward to this release so much, so I am really pumped to finally have these in hand. It's an OG colorway. I remember these from childhood. If you're familiar with the channel, you know that I've always said that I rocked a lot of Charlotte Hornets gear back in the early 90s because of the fact that this pair was first released in 1990. It's an OG colorway. There is just so much nostalgia that goes along with this pair, so I am very happy to get these. The box is a standard Jordan Retro box. We've all seen this before. It's the flip top lid. The top of it is black and has a bright red Jumpman on it, and then the base of the box has that paint splatter or cement print all over it. The tag reads Air Jordan 5 Retro OG. The colors are white, new emerald, and grape ice. Lately, I've just been going true to size on all Jordan 5s. 3s and 4s, I can still go a half size up on, but I recommend going true to size on Jordan 5s. I think these had a retail price for $215 US, but since I had this pair reserved at Finish Line, I was able to use some status rewards. I used a coupon for $20 off, and altogether, after tax and everything, they cost me $206 US. And enough of that box talk, let's get to this
absolute classic.
I was such a big fan of this colorway back in the day, and I know it's probably an unpopular opinion, but I like this colorway more than the black metallic colorway. I probably even prefer this colorway over the fire red colorway. When I think of Jordan wearing a Jordan 5, I do think of the fire reds. However, there is so much nostalgia that goes along with this pair, simply because as a kid I would rock a lot of Charlotte Hornets gear, and I always thought that this colorway went perfect with Charlotte Hornets gear. This pair really just takes me back. This colorway is an OG colorway. It first released in 1990, and for me, there is no substitute for the amount of nostalgia that a pair like this can bring. I feel like lately the Jordan brand has been saying a lot that this upcoming release is the closest to the original we've ever received. They said that once again for this pair. I don't know if that's true or not. I do think that this is the first time that a retro has had the Nike Air on the back. We have seen the GRAPE 5s release probably 4 or 5 times throughout the years. I think the last release was missing the laces. It actually didn't even have lace loops, and I think that was a nod to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Well, I don't think, I know that was a nod to Will Smith and the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. There's a picture of him sitting with Jeffrey where he's wearing those GRAPE 5s, and you can see he's got all the laces taken out of his. I don't know who told them that it would be a good idea to release these without laces and without the eyelets and that sort of thing, but hopefully they're no longer with Nike or the Jordan brand. While I understand the nod to Will Smith and the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and all that stuff, I just think it was a dumb move ever releasing these without laces in them. My immediate impression of this pair is just that they are as good as what I hoped they would be. I'm actually pleasantly surprised because a lot of people said that this leather was really stiff and really hard, but I'm telling you, it feels kind of nice and soft in my opinion. I really don't have any issues with this leather. It is a white, smooth leather, but I don't think a tumbled leather would look that good on these. And whenever they were first released, I know they had smooth white leather on them, so it's staying true to the original. And really, it does feel like a nice soft material. I think these things are going to be comfortable, and I bet they break in pretty well over time. I've actually been on the road all morning, so I don't even know if these sold out. because I already had my pair secured through EA at my local Finish Line, I really didn't worry about being online whenever they were released. I had to take my daughters to Dulles Airport. They're flying to Jamaica.
Must be nice.
But getting into the review, even this outsole gives me that nostalgic feeling. We have herringbone traction under the forefoot and the heel, and that is in a icy blue translucent rubber. Underneath the forefoot, we can see in that teal color that we do have a Jumpman peeking through, and I think that's a nice touch. Up here underneath the toe area, we have some black rubber, and then at the midfoot, we have some white rubber with some Nike branding. Some of that icy blue translucent rubber wraps up to the midsole area, and you can see that that meets an area of painted foam. We do have more of that teal or turquoise color here for the shark teeth, and then that's met by some purple painted foam, and it just looks very clean. It looks like it was done well. There's not a lot of bubbles or anything. We have an area of black painted foam up above that as well. We can also see that visible air unit there towards the back of the shoe. I always love that. That's nice and crystal clear. And as we get to the upper, like I said, I was expecting this leather to be a lot more stiff than what it is, but it's surprisingly soft. I'm not saying it's premium or anything like that. It's just softer than I was expecting, and it seems like a decent thick cut. So I'm pretty happy with the material that we got on these. Again, there's not a lot of texture on this upper, but I think it looks best with this smooth white leather anyhow. Another thing I really like about these is it seems like the shape is much better than what we've seen on recent pairs. It's just nice and rounded, and it's more of a gradual slope instead of looking like it's elongated and really flat looking. So I really love the shape of these. I think they came out really well. I'm very pleased with QC on this pair. It seems like they did these right. Hopefully y'all had good QC on your pairs. Let me know down in the comments if yours had good QC or if you had a bunch of issues. On the heel, we have that teal color for the Nike Air branding, and that is embroidered on there with some teal thread. We have the ventilation areas on the side panels and then on the base of the tongue as well. That's just a white mesh, and it's covered by this clear rubber netting over top of it. I think it looks neat. It's just classic. When you see this, there's no denying you're looking at a Jordan 5. We got flat white laces in this pair. It didn't come with any spares, but I would just stick with these bright white laces. I can't imagine swapping it for anything else. We do have some white plastic accents going up the eyelets, and this being a 5, it came with that pacifier and the button there inside. The pacifier is a clear plastic, but the button is a black color. I always take this pacifier off just because I think it's too big and clunky, and then I take out that button and I just put it back on without that big bulky piece. We have a purple color for the top of the tongue, and again we see a Jumpman embroidered on in that teal color. It's nice and soft at the top of the tongue as well. I like the way that reflective stuff looks that they use on a lot of Jordan 5s, but it is very stiff, and these are going to be way more comfortable than most Jordan 5s are. The back of the tongue is more of that teal color, and then it's got the Air Jordan upside down on it. It looks like we got a black sock liner, and then our insole is teal, and it has some purple Nike Air branding down on it. So that was a pretty quick look at this absolute classic. I am so glad I was able to grab a clean pair of these for in my collection. Like I said, this is definitely one of my favorite Jordan 5 colorways of all time, and it really just takes me back. I can't wait to start rocking these. I actually prefer this colorway over the black metallics, and I know a lot of you will probably think that I'm crazy for that, but I just tend to gravitate more towards white colored sneakers over dark colored sneakers. And also I really think that the nostalgia that goes along with this pair, it's just tough to beat. This is definitely one of my favorite colorways on a Jordan 5, and I think they came out beautifully. So once again, Jordan brand just continues to pump out bangers in 2025. Let me know if you were able to grab a pair of these. I really don't know if they sold out or not. Hopefully everybody that really wanted these was able to get them. All right, I better wrap this up because my camera just overheated. I had to pause for a minute and let it cool down outside of the sun. So anyhow, let me know if you were able to grab these. Let me know if you passed on them. If you did get a pair, let me know how your QC is and if you're happy about them. I absolutely love this pair. I plan on rocking them heavily, and I'm very glad that the Jordan brand gave us this classic again. They're even better than I anticipated, so this one is definitely staying in my collection. I appreciate you all watching tremendously. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will catch y'all on the next one. I'm out.